Hi, everyone. We're back with part three and final part of our interview with Amy Wyant, Executive Director of the Otsego County Conservation Association, as part of the Central New York Mobile Marketing Giving Back campaign. You can learn more about this at our website. We'll leave some links for you at the end. Thank you, and here we go.
So, what do you see as one of your biggest challenges for the organization?
Um, Outside of a silly challenge, so we have grown over the last couple of years,
I
and
know.
our office is rather small. I mean, it's very cozy, but with the full staff, we can't all be there all the time, just because there's not physically enough space. But that's not actually a challenge. It's actually a great thing to have, right? That's a fantastic thing to have. And now, of course, we all know with options for hybrid and that we make it work, especially since a good chunk of our folks are either education folks, so they're out, teaching, or they're outreach folks, so they're out outreaching. So there, it works out really well. But one of our biggest kind of actual, barriers to really getting a lot of work moving quicker in the area is when we are working with folks, everybody. So we'll step it back just a little bit so I don't jump, jump right into it. But people usually come to conservation from different angles, and they almost always have their own sort of view on the different aspects of conservation. And so, from our perspective, we have to always make sure that we're coming at different issues in the area with a very science-minded, trying to take in as much data as possible rather than some of the immediate sort of more emotional responses that
Sure.
something. So even if I personally don't absolutely love something, but the science says this is what we should do, that is something that we work really hard to try to educate as much as possible around that. But it can be difficult sometimes, when we're trying to work with someone, or work with another group or organization. And that's something that we try really, really hard is to find where we can connect, right? We might
Yeah,
not
that
agree on
common ground.
everything. Yeah, that common ground makes a huge difference because if we can find some common ground, we can make so much more happen because there's something we can agree on and something we can work towards.
Right. And then that goes right into collaborative efforts and working together and making all the money go that much further, you know,
Exactly.
all that time and resources and yeah, all the wonderful benefits of that. Um, Now I know you had said, and I know being slightly biased, um, that you've seen a lot of growth in the
Yeah.
last couple of years. And I know you've expanded the staff and the capabilities and capacity of that organization. And I'm just always so impressed at the quality of people that come in and work with OCCA. So can you tell me a little bit about some of that growth and kind of like, wow, like
Where,
how
yeah,
did
where'd
you
it come
do
from?
that?
Yeah. Actually, you already hit on it, Susan. So the main reason that we did so much growth, and especially since such a short time frame, is really about partnership, right? It's about collaborations with other organizations that had like they had things they wanted to fill, and we had situations we wanted to fill, and working together, we were able to leverage, that work, and we're able to grow. So a lot of our growth actually has been around the energy sector. So we have always promoted, conversion to clean energy, green energy. Obviously, trying to cut down on what we use. That's our
Right.
big thing, right? Try to reduce your energy usage. But one of the main factors and where a few of our new people have come from, are partnering with the Mohawk Valley Economic Development District and subcontracting to NYSERDA, to have outreach folks out promoting the NYSERDA programs. So instead of just trying to tell people, here's some things you should do, figure out how to do it, NYSERDA actually has a variety of programs that can help lower the cost for some folks, depending on income. It can be totally free to have, or, some of them are 50% of the cost. Like it all depends on what actions you're taking. But we're able to have a staff of outreach folks who will work directly with, so some of the folks are working directly with individuals, while others actually work with municipalities. So offering technical assistance to municipalities around clean and green energy, as well as one of my passion projects, which is community resiliency. I know most people have a passion around creating, but resiliency is important to me. So, when it comes to building our communities and making sure they stay strong communities, we have to make sure that we have built-in resiliency from all different angles. So not just making sure that, the next storm doesn't wash out a bridge, but also as a community, how do we take care of each other? How do we work on economics, right? So there's a lot of communities in this area. They focus, their economic drive is snow. But if our snowfall levels change, what's going to happen to their communities?
Right.
How do we look at what's coming down the pipeline and try to prepare ourselves the best as possible when it comes to finding ways to, buy local food? How do you get to farmers? How do you go out and create a food cooperative, or do you set up networks of how do you do that kind of stuff?
Right.
So that's my personal like passion project. I love doing that kind of stuff. And
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, I can vouch for, getting assistance about the clean energy programs and the NYSERDA products, because we went through that whole process and definitely found it very helpful. And I'd love to see more on retrofitting old homes, because
Mhm.
so many of the programs are geared towards new building, like all the funding that's coming through now, it's all for new construction. But
Yes,
we have a prevalence of old homes,
we do.
so how do you help the homeowner? And NYSERDA does have some programs for this. I mean,
They
mine
do.
is
Yep.
an 1902
Yeah.
construction. How do you transition from fossil fuels if that's a direction you want to go, and why that might make sense. So I'm hoping to add to some of that data
Yeah.
once we get through like a good year, and we can see, if the savings actually pans out every year, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna. Um,
So far from my personal conversion, it definitely has.
yeah,
My
well,
house is a converted barn though, so it has a very different layout than most, 1800. Even though it's technically built very long time ago, it's a very different layout than most.
yeah,
But yes, it is fantastic for having that. And but yes, there are programs through NYSERDA, and
yeah,
they are always looking for feedback. So like you said, as
yeah.
there's data available, my team will absolutely be connecting
Yeah,
back with
I'm
you.
tracking. I'm tracking all of
Beautiful.
it
Thank
every
you.
month in a spreadsheet. And I'm hoping once we're done, I'll try to do a couple presentations on it.
That'd be
Um,
great. And we
so
can push that information directly to NYSERDA too. Like we'd love
nice.
to use you as a case study if you're
Yeah,
you're
that
at
would
all
be
interested.
awesome. Anything that you are excited about coming up in the future?
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. One of the fun things that I'm very excited about. So, as I told you, I've been here a few years now, but as you all know, they've been interesting years. And
Yes.
this year is my very first hosting of Earth Festival.
Oh,
So yeah,
yay.
I've never actually hosted an in-person like traditional Earth Festival. So I'm super excited for this year's Earth Festival. It will be on April 15th.
Yep.
It's a Saturday. It's over at the Milford Central School. And we've got some really fun programs set up. We're going to have a vendor fair like we always do, as well as we'll be screening some films. We actually have a local food sort of section come. So we have some food cooperatives who are going to be working together to bring kind of a mini local grocery store to Earth Festival so people can shop and learn about the local food vendors. We will have local prepared food, which is I'm really excited about as well. Some of the
Nice.
food trucks that are coming are going to be very full. Let's just put it that way. Um, but yeah, and we're going to have a bunch of workshops. So we'll have things. There's going to be some workshops for students, so for kids, so some kids activities, as well as workshops for older homes. So we're looking at some things around older homes, some gardening workshops. So CCE will be putting on some fantastic gardening workshops, as well as conversations about conservation easements. So if people are interested in, the land trust will be hosting, yep, conversations around that. And we're very excited about a lecture from the local natural burials group. So they're going to have a lecture and then like a workshop conversation later in the day. So we're very excited about that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
So I expect all the information at some point will be available at the website on kind
yep,
of what's happening and a schedule of events and things like that. This will be my
absolutely.
first year missing the event
Oh,
ever. I have a
oh,
conflict and I have to be in Glens Falls for the weekend. So
we will miss you.
I know I will miss being there. It's very strange to just kind of pass everything off and say, I'm really sorry, but I can't help with any
Right.
of this. Like it's just,
Right. Well, this
it's
is
odd.
your,
So I
right.
sent
This
all my
was,
lists off and all my to-dos
right.
and all my
Oh,
checklists and the you know, scheduling, shifts
yep.
off to other people and said, you guys will figure it out.
Yeah, it'll happen, but we will definitely miss you, Susan. You are our staple of Earth Festival, and so we're sorry that you can't be there.
Yeah, I will miss it, but Jeff will be there. He can tell me all about it when
Right.
it's over.
We'll FaceTime you in. It'll be fine.
Right.
Oh dear.
So
So
anything else that you might like to share
um
before we wrap up?
well, just that we're very excited to be doing, more larger group activities this year. So all of the things that got, tucked away for a little while are coming back. Earth Festival is the first one, so that one's in April, and then 2 weeks later we'll be hosting our very fun and successful drive-through drop-off recycling event. So that is going to be on April 29th over at Brewery Omegang in um, their activities field. So that's very
Nice.
exciting. And they are excited to have us back. So it's wonderful there. And then as we get into the summer, again, my first time hosting this, we're actually going to have an OCCA picnic to invite anyone and everyone who, donates, volunteers, spends time with us, are interested in whatever we do, or just want to come and have, we're trying to focus it to be a very locally sourced plant-based meal so that people can, taste some of the awesome plant-based foods that are out there to help lower their carbon footprint, as well as have some fun with some like-minded folks. And so we're really excited about that as well. And again, we will be hosting the Halloween Hike-a-thon. We did a pilot project last year, which was a low-key kind of Halloween hike, but this year is going to be a full-on large-scale trick-or-treat hike in October.
Nice.
So I know we're very excited about having so many fun, large events to get people together to really kind of cultivate that community around it again, right? It's very hard to stay super connected to a community when we're all in our own little pods.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. It's very exciting because, like I said, I've been here for a while. I don't even know all the wonderful folks who support us in person. Like I've not
Right,
actually met
right.
everybody, and so that's something I super am very much looking forward to is actually getting to meet everyone who supports all of our awesome work, and actually have a conversation with them to talk about all the wonderful things that they want to see us do in the future. So
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And
yeah,
I'll add a way for people to make a donation because I'd like to encourage that. So,
thank you
people
very
who
much,
watch
Susan.
some of these videos and that there's an avenue for them to at the very least contribute and get on your list so that they can receive information and
Absolutely.
find out what's happening and kind of go from there.
Yes, we want to get so donations are wonderful, but we'd actually love to just see folks and have them participate and tell us what they like. So we have an eco bulletin that goes out twice a month. Just because we've had so many fun activities. There's volunteer opportunities, just children's activities, all kinds of things. So if you are interested, we would love to see your email
Yep,
pop up
I'll
there.
link to those areas where they can sign up as well as to the main website as well as to
Perfect.
donations. So
Thank you so
awesome.
much, Susan. We absolutely appreciate this. And it is fantastic that you're doing this. And we wish you all the luck,
Thank you.
promoting it and getting the word out because this
It's
is this is
it's
fantastic.
something I figured it's worth it's worth doing it
Yeah,
even if it's slow to grow.
yeah.
But
You got to start.
these things take time and you have to start somewhere. So I'm really glad to you just try to do a little bit more on my part to help bring some awareness out to our nonprofits and causes that I believe in, you know.
Well,
So it's
that
semi
is
social,
amazing.
you know, semi personally motivated, but
Yeah.
you know, that's my right.
Right. And we've got we all like our own things, but it's about sharing the things we like, and we'll find other people who enjoy it too.
Yeah,
So,
very, very
but
good.
we absolutely appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Amy.
All right.
So, there you have it. That was part 3 out of 3, our final interview with Amy Wyant, Executive Director for the Otsego County Conservation Association. We hope you'll visit the website at cnymm.com and click on the Giving Back link up towards the top of the page, where you'll find more information about OCCA, how to sign up for their e-news bulletins, how to make a donation, and learn more about the organization. We appreciate you watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our upcoming series, which will be with a new nonprofit that'll be designated for quarter 2. Keep an eye out for that announcement soon and watch for more videos. We hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave us a comment. Thank you.